Do you struggle with sciatica? Here's something that's really going to help you out. Hi guys, Tom Morrison here, and today I'm going to help you to deal with your sciatica symptoms. Any of the information that I used to read always used to lead me to just rest, take painkillers, and it never helped me whatsoever. I'm a very proactive person and I like to be able to do anything I can to get rid of anything that's annoying me. There are a few extremes of sciatica. You could either just have a constant annoyance and it just makes you feel very uncomfortable, or it can go right the way up to not even be able to put your leg on the ground, and it completely takes over someone's life. You can just not think about anything else because you're just thinking about how sore your back or your leg is the whole time. So if you've been dealing with sciatica for many years and you keep having flare-ups all of the time, then these are things that you're going to be wanting to think about. A lot of phrases can be thrown around like degenerative disc disease and slipped discs or nerves being impinged and all things like that. And where yes, that may be the case, it could actually be down to two very subtle things. Your hips could be sitting slightly funky to one way, either laterally or from an extension point of view, or you could be overly dominant to one side. Your muscles could be really, really strong on one side of your body and the other side not so much. And that's why in a lot of cases sciatica is actually just on the one side for a lot of people. So what do we need to do? The position that we're going to try and sit you into is called the 90-90, okay? So if you're in a lot of pain at the moment and you're maybe struggling to get down to the floor, just take your time, slowly lower yourself down. Even if you need to use a sofa to help you to get to the floor, you're going to try and sit like this. So your front hip is going to be externally rotated like this, and your back hip is going to be internally rotated like this. If we close it in a little bit more, so if Jenny brings her feet in a little bit more like that, you'll probably find this feels a little bit easier. So see if you can sit like this first of all. If you can't even sit up in this position, just keep your hand on the floor, and if you're really, really struggling, you can really even lean back if you need to. The main thing is that you're just starting to get into it, you're starting to be somewhere. Then what we want to do is, whatever way you can, swap sides. So you're going to swap which legs in front and which legs behind, just like this. And just see if you can get into that position. See if it feels incredibly tight on one side compared to the other, because that will be a big part of the problem. So hips move in a lot of different ways, and rotation is a very important part of it. So this position is great to work on the rotation, and just moving in the position is enough just to start strengthening the hip muscles that will hopefully start to alleviate your pain. So what we're going to do is just swap from side to side, and every time that we do that, we're going to try and move the legs a little bit further. And again, if you need to have your hands down the floor when you do this is absolutely fine. The more you do it and the better you get at it, the easier it's going to feel, and you're going to actually be able to do this without having to put any hands down to the floor at all. So whenever you can start to do that, your hip muscles will be a lot stronger, and you will find that you will just feel a lot better in general, okay? So a lot of times when it comes to lower back pain specifically, we just want to leave the lower back alone. We want to work at the hip muscles and strengthen everything in the hips that we can. So regress this as you need to, but ultimately we want to be able to sit up straight in this position with the legs in this way. Never let yourself become scared of moving. So do this drill every day to the level that suits you best, and you will notice over time it just improves and your symptoms will start to decrease gradually until they leave you completely. So never be afraid to move, and if you want to pick up a full body mobility program with very, very simple movements like this, then head over to tommorrison.uk to pick up the Simplistic Mobility Method.